This is the new Jack Wolf Knives Gateway Equal End Jack. The Gateway series is the more affordable series from Jack Wolf Knives. They have a whole slew of super premium slip joints, modern folders, and fixed blades. But Ben Belkin, the owner of the company and the designer of all these knives, decided it'd be wise to let more people in on the action here. So he made the Gateway series, knives that have the same sort of fit and finish as the premium knives, just with lesser materials and different and some different features. And I'll tell you about those in a sec. As you may notice, actually, onto that first feature, as you may notice, this has pinned construction. Unlike the slip joints in the premium line and the steel series, you cannot take this knife apart. It is more traditional in a way than there are other traditional slip joint knives. But this one, being a real traditional, or I'll say actually traditional slip joint, it stops with the kick here. That's this extended part of the ricasso against the spring in the back, not a stop pin. I love both styles. I just think it's cool that Jack Wolf Knives does it with the kick. This is 14C28 and blade steel, very, very sharp and quite thin, full flat ground blade. That's another thing. On the premium knives, you get a full height hollow grind, and they're just ridiculously thin behind the edge and incredibly sharp. But this maintains a very, very thin cross section here and is a great, great cutter. I've been carrying this one quite a bit. This one and the other Gateway I'll show you in a minute, the Gateway Barlo, I just carry a lot because I can drop them in the pocket without worrying about them. And I put it in air quotes. I worry about all my knives, but when they're premium and super expensive, you tend to worry more, let's just say. Really beautiful spear point blade on this one with the machine ground pull on one side. Got a nice swedge here to sort of maximize that somewhat rounded tip. And you have a nice little belly right up front. Long, straight, relatively speaking, to do most of your cutting chores. Very nice is the sharpening choil on all Jack Wolf knives. This one is no exception, though maybe a little less high than some of the other ones. Maybe that's due to the fact that it's a flat grind. But still, you have a lot of sharpening life in this knife. Coming back, you've got steel bolsters, beautiful steel bolsters and liners, nicely brushed. And then my version is my favorite version. It is this gorgeous ebony wood for the cover. And when you run your fingers along, you can kind of feel the transitions between material, but they're really nicely hafted and super smooth. And actually, I like the look of pinned construction better. You know, I talk about looks a lot, and yes, knives are tools and they're used for utility and stuff, but I'm a big fan of how a knife looks, and I become a stickler, I've noticed. And but I love the look of that pinned construction. You don't have any interruptions on the bolsters for pivot screws, but the ability to take your knife apart is pretty great. So, you know, it's all a trade-off. Look at the spine here. You can barely see where you can hardly see where the spring bar meets the liners. Just really, really nicely all hafted together and fit together. There's no gapping there like you'll see on a case knife. God love them. I love case knives, but yeah, you see gaps all day long on the spine. Same thing with like a Rough Rider or something like that. Well, this is much more premium. Less than $100 though, you can get this Jack Wolf knife. I think it's like 75 bucks. That beautiful shield in there. Excellent action. Really nice action on this knife. On my arbitrary scale, I'd say 7.5 to 8 on the pull. It's like very nice and stout, but not so bad that you're going to break your nail opening it up. I do need that pull to open it. I do need to put my fingernail in there to really get this blade open. I can pinch it, but with my wonky thumb, sometimes it flops out. So I've been using the nail neck mostly. Really excellent. Spring stays flat at the half stop. Another sort of indicator of how well designed and how well fit the knife is. And these are, let's see, this is going into December. I guess this is December now. This was the November 2025 Jack Wolf knife. Just Thanksgiving and some family stuff got in the way of my putting out a timely review on this. Equal end jack. I think I've heard this called a cigar jack or a Churchill or something. Now I might be mixing my cigars and my knives up. But anyway, there it is. There's the box with Jack the Wolf going through the gateway, showing you the kingdom there. Here is the other, here, I'll put that there. Here's the other Gateway series knife. This is the Gateway Barlo. Also beautiful, also great fit and finish. And mine also has that gorgeous wood handle, the rosewood, with really, really nice fit and hafting on these materials here. 14C28N on this one too. A steel we all know and trust and love. So, you know, just because it's not S90V doesn't mean it's not going to cut really well for a long time. Gorgeous blade. These are available currently, so go check them out. I'm not sure if they have any of the Barlows left. They're also excellent. But these are just super durable, classy, throw in your pocket, everyday carry slip joints. And they're made super well. So I highly recommend them. There it is, the equal end jack from the Jack Wolf Knives Gateway series. Thanks for watching.